welcome to another episode of Municipal Focus. My name is Kevin Tocci, and I will be your guide. I will be your host for the next 29 minutes and 30 seconds. As you know, we use this particular program to inform you about some of the things that are going on in some of your town departments, things going on in local government. Again, to better inform you. It could also be a local issue that we discuss, hence Municipal Focus. Today we got a fantastic program. Joining me today as my guest. One day we'll but we'll ask him to do his own show, because this is a gentleman who works very hard on behalf of the Whitman Recreation Department. He is Whitman's Recreation Director. We have Mr. Ollie Amado, sir.
Kevin, thank you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
He's back to kind of not only kind of do a little look back for a half a moment, but he has a number of programs that we are going to discuss. If you are looking for things to get involved with as a family, maybe your kids, we're going to talk summer programs. We're going to talk a bunch of initiatives that Ollie and the Recreation Commission have put together just for the summer. He's already told me he's already got a slew of things lined up for the fall and the winter, but we'll talk about those in future shows. Let's start off and first talking about the recent success of the Easter egg hunt at the town. How was that?
That was amazing. That came about when me and myself and Jim Coffey from Busy Bee was sitting down talking with trying to figure out how we wanted to do certain things for the rest of the year. And I told him about how difficult it would be to set up an Easter egg hunt inside the auditorium, that we wanted to do it inside just in case the weather, as it ended up, not cooperating. So he said he had this maze, and was like, join the two together, and it was unbelievable. The amount of people that showed up to that free event really surprised all of us. We were anticipating about 100 kids, ended up being well over 600.
Wow.
And they just kept coming and coming. We had Build-A-Bear there. They sold about 35 teddy bears. The face painting lady, Heidi the Clown, Violet the Clown, she never stopped. And we had the library once again doing arts and crafts for the kids, and it was just constant. And the Easter Bunny, his lap was worn out by the end of the day. So it was an unbelievable showing. And the kids loved it.
But see, that's fantastic. And again, a community like Whitman, it thrives. It likes doing local community events, and this is perfect that yourself and the commission, the department, the recreation department, finds different unique things to be able to put forth for the residents to enjoy, and to hear that the Easter egg hunt was so successful that you well exceeded the number of folks, or at least children,
yes,
to attend. So,
yeah, it was unbelievable. Far exceeded it.
Well, we should probably talk a little bit about what you got coming up later this spring.
Mm-hmm.
The summer months, we probably should start out with a little hoop. Perfect time, seeing the Celtics are in the playoffs. But talking, I guess from what I'm understanding is you're going to have a youth summer basketball league.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
It's going to be a 3-on-3, ages 8 to 12, I believe. And it's going to be, the games will be played on the new court that we rebuilt behind the police station at Memorial Field.
Oh, okay.
We did that last year. And we decided, well, now it's time to put something together along with street hockey, which we'll talk about that another show. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that came about, and right off the bat, I was really surprised at how many kids and parents kept on calling, hey, when is this going to happen? So it's happening. Registration begins May 14th, and we're already working on getting referees and whatnot. And basically right now we're looking to see what the age groups come in, boys and girls. If there's enough girls, we'll create a separate league within the league. If not, we'll combine them. So it's basically right now when people ask, oh, how many teams, we really can't tell. but it's already starting to look like it's going to be a lot.
Okay.
So,
So when do games actually start happening? My understanding is that you're going to have about 15 games for the season. That's what you're approximating.
approximately, yeah.
And this will also involve playoffs.
Correct. So the games will be played Monday through Friday from 5 to 8. And so basically that'll be like 20, 25-minute games. The clock will continuously run, and they'll keep on going. And that will be it. And maybe a couple of games on Saturday, depending on weather. And we'll just go from there. But that's what we're looking at doing.
Okay. Folks want to find out more information, whether it's to register or maybe you might need volunteers.
Yes.
How can people?
You can call the Recreation Department, 781-618-9758. Or you can email us at recreation@whitman-ma.gov.
I know it's kind of early to talk about it, but again, knowing that here we are in May, it's right around the corner. This is going to be a big event, seeing that it's going to be the 50th annual
Yes.
Family Fun Day, taking place on July 4th. Kind of give us the rundown as to some of the events that'll take place during the Family Fun Day at Whitman Town Park.
Well, since it's the 50th, we decided we're going to spruce up the game a little bit. It's going to be spruced up a lot.
Okay.
There's probably going to be, offhand, about 5 or 6 additional events placed into it. We're working on finalizing all the details. It's pretty much finalized now, but figuring out how everything's going to be set up in it's a big place, but the Lower Town Park. But it's, when you look at it, when you want to put everything in, it can be a little bit smaller than what you like. However, that's what we're looking at right now. It's going to be an expanded event for the 50th. We figured this was a good way to do it, and hopefully Mother Nature will comply.
Okay. Free event.
Yes.
This is. What seems to be the most popular thing? One would think that one might not be so much as, but I've seen when I've shown up to, we've captured it here and put it on our station from the bike and carriage decorating contest.
Yes.
It's very interesting. I think it was one year where it rained and it still went on, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But parents the kids were all all excited because they spent all night
Yes.
decorating the carriage or their wagon or what have
Some
you.
of them spend several days prior to.
Yeah.
Which is
It plots us out.
amazing. Yes.
Yeah. But you also have the dunk tank, which is always fun. You have the different games, the dashes and stuff like that. And let's not forget, the pool opens.
Yeah. Don't forget the egg toss. That's another.
That's
I don't know.
tough.
I don't know why people love it, but they line up for that. Yeah. So.
Kind of messy. But.
Yeah, but they do. Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Talk to me about the town pool opening.
For this event?
Yeah.
Yeah, the town pool will be open from 1 to 5, free to all town residents for the day. Usually we end up getting a big crowd on that day. They basically go to the event, and then after the event they gravitate over to the town pool for the day. And then at 5 o'clock they move on probably to see fireworks. But that will be open. Hopefully, again, Mother Nature will cooperate with us. But yeah, we're expecting that to be a huge day, as it always is. That's like the technical kickoff for the summer for us, anyways. So.
Okay. Talk to me about, you've got something called an extreme adrenaline run, and this is in regards to an inflatable obstacle course challenge. It's going to be taking place on July 14th.
Correct.
At Memorial Field. Give us the details about this.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Already, we put the feelers out already through the social media and got a huge response. Again, that was one of the ideas. I sat down with Jim Coffey and Sal Longo of Busy Bee, trying to figure out other things that we can do. That came up in a discussion. And basically, it's a 400-foot long inflatable obstacle course. It's got every imaginable slide, balls to crash through, you name it. It's huge. So we're gonna have that set up at the Memorial Field on July 14th. There'll also be some water slides and jumpies for the other kids that may be too old for that, too young for that. And also we're gonna have the Whitman Youth Football. We'll be selling hot dogs and hamburgers. Their equipment for that is right there on the field. So that made a perfect sense to have them aboard for that. That is a paid event. And
As is, and I didn't realize that I didn't mention this earlier, and I apologize. As is the Youth Summer Basketball League.
Yes.
There's actually a registration fee per child, correct?
yeah, that's $65 per child.
All right, that's for that for the 3-on-3. But as far as the adrenaline, the obstacle course, which I kind of look at it and it kind of has a feel like it's the American Ninja type of a thing that you see on TV, where you have to navigate the course, and while it may not be as extreme as you see on TV, it looks like a lot of fun.
I don't know, 400 feet long. That's pretty extreme for me.
Well, I'm kind of a big guy. I might be lucky if I get beyond 50 feet, and I'll be like, work on my cardio, so to speak. But what does it cost, whether it's an adult, a child, or let's say the family wants to get involved?
Adult is $10 an adult, $5 per child, and I think we have a family max of $30. So, and again, to help the families, that you might have a family that have 7 kids. So we did max it off at 30 for a family. So if you have a family of 7, it's going to cost you 30.
Okay, so it's like going to the drive-in. I mean,
Yeah.
when you used to go into the drive-in, or if you go to the fair, it's X amount per carload.
Yes.
So if you get
So something, similar to that.
something similar to that, I can't believe I said drive-in. It's like, although you get Mendon. Mendon is very popular these days. The monies that you're able to raise, a lot of times, is this what helps you to be able to come up with more programs?
Oh, yes.
It goes right back into...
It goes right back into it. And in this case, this will basically pay for itself. And anything left over goes back into free events that we want to do, like the July 4th,
Yep.
Or the Halloween hunt and the Easter egg hunt, things of that nature that we want to do, and the movie night, which we'll get to.
We will get to that.
So there's other things that money goes into, and just to keep on expanding. Again, like I said 2 years ago, that's one thing we want to do. We want to bring recreation back to the town. We want to offer more programs, more events, either at free or an affordable cost to the families.
We mentioned earlier in regards to the Family Fun Day and the town pool. This might be worth mentioning a lot of the different water things that are happening with the town pool. Let's first talk about if folks want to get involved with a family seasonal pool pass.
Yes.
How do you go about that? How do you go about doing that?
Well, you can go online through the recreation website, the town website, the recreation department side of it. You can register online, pay online, or you can come to the office and pay online there. You got to fill out a pool application form, or you can even do it at the pool when the pool opens up. It's $95 for a season pass, which gives you unlimited access to the town pool during open swim hours, which is generally between 12:30 and 7 o'clock, Monday through Saturday, and 1 to 6, I believe, on Sunday. And it goes on for 11 weeks. This year, the town pool opens up June 18th. The first week it will be 3 to 7, only because the kids will still be in school.
Yep.
And then right after that week, the rest of the weeks on, it will be open much earlier once they're out of school. And we plan to go all the way to September 1st this year. So, again, that depends on a few things, a few factors, how much money's raised and how long we can keep it going. But that's the goal this year.
Talk to me about volunteers needed, whether it's to help with stuff in the park when you have some of these events, or maybe even lifeguards.
Yes, we always need volunteers and paid staff. We have a need for lifeguards, always have a need for them. And we're always trying to recruit lifeguards and park program staff. Those are the kids that watch the students that we have, the kids that are in the park program, supervise them, play with them, make sure they stay within the confines of what we have set up, and also help them throughout the events and arts and crafts and all the sports things that they do. Those two are paid positions. We also have a need for a gatekeeper / cashier for the town pool. And also they sell concessions for us. That's another paid position. And volunteers, we're always looking for volunteers to help us do mainly the free events. The Easter egg maze hunt and the other things that are free. Always looking for volunteers for that. We want to keep these events free. The ones that are free now, we want to keep them free. And that way, we want to give back to the community, but in order to do that on a regular basis and keep it going and keep it fresh and renewed every year, volunteers are very important for that.
While we continue talking about the things that are related to the town pool, you also offer, I didn't realize that the recreation department offers swim lessons to children, and there's also a parent-toddler swim lesson set up. Of course, these come at a cost, but talk to me about offering swim lessons.
Swim lessons, we've always had that, as far as I can remember, going way back when, and it's a great program for the kids to start learning water safety and start learning how to swim. And a lot of those kids that go through the swim lesson program end up going on the swim team later on. We've probably about 65 to 70% of them end up doing that.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So it's a great way for the kids to socialize with their friends, at the same time learning how to be safe in the water, learning how to swim. And we have a great lifeguard staff headed by Judith Gill, and it's just top notch. And those trainers that do the training with the swim lessons, they're the best. I've looked around many programs, and they are by far number one.
Now, you had mentioned it, and I didn't realize it. I knew that the town of Hanson had a swim team. We've actually posted stuff on the community bulletin board, the stuff that happens over Cranberry Cove, but I didn't realize that Whitman had a swim team. Are you always looking for participants to be a part of this, or are you usually overwhelmed with volunteers who are like, I'll be a part of it?
You're talking about the
swim team. The swim team.
This year, we've had a lot more interest in it. The last 2 years, it started rebuilding, and I don't know if that's just because things go up and down over time, but we were on a downward spiral for a while with the swim team. The last 3 years, it started going up. This year, we've already have 17 people put into it. We usually don't get to that number until like early June, so we're way ahead of the curve. In fact, I was talking to my aquatic supervisor about what's the cap. Where do we cap this off? So we do have a number to cap it off if we need to, but if more than likely, we'll just end up hiring more staff to continue going.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about, I didn't realize that there could be rentals, that the pool could be rented out for pool parties.
Yes. That's always, again, that's one of those things that we've always done. It was never advertised. For whatever reason, it was never advertised. We're advertising it this year. Hey, this is what we're doing. And along with that, there's a lot of package deals to make it, just like with the family pool pass. If you're involved in swim team, swim lessons, the summer park program, you get the family season pool pass for $55, which is normally $95. And along with the pool party, if you're involved in any one of those programs, you can get the pool party from $150 to $125. So.
And this is strictly Whitman residents only.
Whitman residents only. We do allow a small amount of outsiders, non-residents, I should say. I'm sorry. But that cost is $200.
Okay.
So the non-residents are going to pay a much higher fee for that.
Okay. If somebody wanted to get an idea of a lot of the information that we have discussed here so far, or they want to get an idea of, let's say, pool rental schedules, is there somewhere they can go to find this information?
You can go right to the office. We have a display there. It's always going out on Facebook, and it will be going out on the website under the document section. Probably next week, all that information will be out there.
So right about it now is the time of year that parents are pondering. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
The kids are going to be out of school on June 18th or 19th, whatever the date may be. What can I do to keep little Johnny and Sally occupied, busy, but yet it be something that is fun, something that they're going to enjoy, maybe keep them active, maybe more so active than playing a video game at home or on their phones. Talk to us about the Summer Park program.
The Summer Park program, again, and one of those programs that we've always seemed to have had, and has, again, it was a program that was starting to go downhill, and now it's gone the other way. It's just exploding. I'm actually really surprised how many people have already registered and how many people have called up to get information, more information on it. And basically, it's from 9 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. They do at least one field trip or an event a week.
Oh, nice.
And it could be, and it's all included in the price. So it's not an additional charge to the price. It's all one included with the regular price. So they go on those trips. They play sports. They do arts and crafts, board games, nature hikes throughout the town park. And then we make, I think one of the field trips is another hike somewhere else. I can't remember the name of it offhand. But they do things like that. They also get the town pool for an hour on hotter days, an hour and a half.
Okay.
So they do get the town pool. And the kids enjoy it. Plus they get the playground. They get access to the playground. Basically the whole park during those 9 to 2 hours. And that's Monday through Friday. It used to be 5 weeks. This year we expanded it to 7 weeks.
Wow.
And that was basically due to parents. I heard parents saying, I don't know what I'm going to do this week, or I don't know what I'm going to do that week. So once we started looking at it, there appeared to have been a need for it. And like I've said in the past, recreation will always try to fill in those needs if we can. And that's what we decided to do this year, give it a try. And so far it's filling. So.
Okay. And then finally, outdoor summer movie night.
Yes.
Talk to me about a night out under the stars.
So what we're going to do there is it's going to be an outdoor movie. It looks like it's actually going to be at the Memorial Field. We'll utilize the stands there.
Nice parking area by the police station.
Yep. No, it'll actually be on the field. So
No, but, so people can park on the field?
No, it's
Well, what I'm saying though is people, there's plenty of parking.
yeah.
So then they
Yeah,
can.
they can walk. Yeah, they can walk over, sit on the stands, or they can lay on the grass, sprawl out, and it'll be one of those inflatable movie screens. There'll be popcorn there and drinks. I think there's going to be a jumpy off to the side,
Okay.
so if they can get bored with a movie, which I don't know how they could, they can go over there. So again, that's a free night that we're doing,
August 4th.
August 4th. And we'll make sure that we'll try to make sure that the area is sprayed down for mosquitoes. See if Plymouth County Pest Control or whatever they call mosquito control can come out the day before. So that's something new we haven't done before, and we're going to give it a
Depending
try.
on how successful this is, maybe you might do more movie nights in the future.
That's what the plan is. At least do 2 or 3 during the summertime, and maybe 1 or 2 during the wintertime inside the auditorium.
How much planning goes into all the stuff that we have talked about? And we just get a couple of minutes left here in the program. Talk to me about all the planning that goes into putting these events together and how much trial and error has been done over the past couple of years. So you can kind of figure out what works best with what. Is it better if it's a shorter amount of time? Maybe we should expand this program.
Yep.
Talk to me about that.
Well, usually what happens is, again, it takes a lot of. There is a lot to do when you create a program or you want to do an event. Program is a lot more harder because obviously the program is a longer thing. Well, the event is usually a day or two. And you always you got to check. I mean, everything. You got to make sure you have a venue, the advertising. You also want to make sure that no one else in the town is doing something similar on a similar date. We've had that happen before, and we've had a couple of false starts on a few things. But you learn from that. You start doing your homework, and you start trying to figure it out. So there is a lot of adjustments need to be done. For example, and there's a lot of lessons learned after an event or program.
Right.
We sit down, we go through it. We'll try to adjust on the fly if we can. But usually it's afterwards. I'll have notes. Members of the Recreation Commission that were there will have notes. We sit down and say, hey, what went right, what went wrong, what the public thinks, what the public wants, and then fix it. You can always make something better. Everybody walked away from the Easter egg hunt thinking, oh, great, it was awesome. Yeah, it was. But there was things that we know we could have done better. And next year, those have already been addressed for next year. And that's the attention to detail of those items and those things is what ensures you success. You really got to look at it. You sit back and just allow, oh, okay, yeah, we were great. There's always things that need to be fixed.
You sound like the Bill Belichick of the rec department. The Patriots could have won 45-7, and Bill like, well, there's things we still could have done better.
We're on to the fall.
We're on to the fall. That's awesome. You just got a minute. If there's anything that you want to say in closing to any of our viewers in regards to these programs, getting information, how can they find out more information, whether it's website, social media, or if they want to reach out to you and get more information, whether it's a phone call or email?
They can email us. They can call the office. My phone, it's available. As I told you before, after a couple of rings, it goes right to my cell phone. So we're always in communication with you. Facebook, Whitman Pride, Whitman Connect. We're always pumping information out. So like us on Facebook, follow us, and you'll get the information.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and coming in. And one of these days, we're going to get either you or get somebody to do a regular show.
Probably one of the commissioners.
Maybe one of the commissioners to do it. But again, this is what a show like Municipal Focus is all about, is to inform you about what's going on with your local government, with your community. And if you want to be involved in a production here at WHCA, maybe you want to do your own program, maybe you just want to be a behind-the-camera type of a person, info@WHCA.tv is the way for Mr. Ollie Amado and the fine folks behind the glass helping produce this program. I'm Kevin Toschi. Have a great day.